Hello, Brian Rogers here, and I want to give to you a prophecy update of things that are happening today in the world news. It's absolutely amazing to me to see what is happening across the world. Ever since we went into the brand new year 2020, something is happening all the time across the globe in regards to Bible prophecy. And as you've heard me share before, almost one third of the Bible is Bible prophecy, which is the writing of history before it happens. And the Bible speaks of in Daniel chapter 9 that there's going to be a peace covenant, some type of covenant that is going to be confirmed by this future one world leader, this person called the Antichrist or the son of perdition. Now, let me just say this once again. President Donald Trump is not the Antichrist. As you may have heard me say on a previous post on Facebook, look, the world's going to receive the Antichrist. The media despises and hates President Donald Trump. But ever since President Trump has been in office, he and his team of advisors have been working on what they call the deal of the century. And what this very simply is a peace plan between the Palestinians and the Israelis. And ever since he's come into office, he and his team have been working diligently to bring this to pass. Now, what has happened on March the 2nd is going to be a third round of elections. Now, this is unprecedented. This has never happened before in the history of Israel. And ever since their reestablishment in 1948, here we are now in the year 2020, and we're seeing now that they're going to a third round of elections. Now, excuse me, in understanding this, they've been unable to fulfill the seats whenever Benjamin Netanyahu may be elected. He has to fill 61 seats in the Knesset to form his government, and he's not been able to do so. So last spring they had an election. They had one back in September the 17th, and now on March the 2nd, it's going to be the third round of elections. And this is costing the nation millions of dollars in having another election. And right now, it's going to be very interesting because what they're saying, they don't think they're going to be able to, whoever wins is not going to be able to form a government with the 61 seats in the Knesset. So what I'm trying to say is this third election may lead to a fourth, again, unprecedented election, but time will tell. But the point of today's video is to simply say, right now, Jared Kushner, senior advisor to the president, Avi Berkowitz, and others are now in a forum, in a meeting, in discussing when is going to be the release of this peace plan. Now, President Trump has desired to release it in the past, but because of these elections being delayed, or because of going to all these elections, he has delayed putting out this peace plan. Well, last June, he released the economic portion of the peace plan. And the economic portion would bring billions of dollars into the Middle East with airlines or runways, airports, travel with trains, and just really helping the economy of the Middle East. Now, Abbas, who is the leader of the Palestinians, says we are not going to agree to this deal. He's already said that from the get-go. We're not going to agree to this deal. And the reason why Abbas, again, the leader of the Palestinians, has said this is because on December the 6th of 2017, when President Trump announced that Jerusalem was the capital of Israel, and also the announcement that they were moving the embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. And once President Trump made that declaration, Abbas said no more. And there have been no more discussions with the Palestinians since that time. So many say that this peace plan is going to be dead on arrival when it comes to the Palestinians. But what Jared Kushner has done and others on this team that have been put together by the president, they've been going throughout countries in the Middle East, building these friendships and discussing with them in regards to this peace plan. And if you look in the Bible says in Daniel 9:27 that this future world leader, known as the Antichrist. Again, we're not saying Trump's the Antichrist because it says in Daniel 9:27 that the Antichrist will confirm a covenant. Now, the word confirm means to reinforce or to make better, to establish. So this peace plan, this deal of the century, could be a forerunner of what is yet to come. And this future one world leader, this Antichrist, can enforce or make better this peace plan. And so time will tell. But again today, based upon January, what is today? 21st, right now they're meeting in the Middle East, or meeting in that region of the world, and they're discussing the release of this peace plan. Now, President Trump is thinking about releasing it, making the decision about the release in the next couple of days. The reason why, number one, is because it's getting so close to the elections of March the 2nd in Israel. And Benny Gantz, who's one of the other opposing parties, at one time he was against it, but he's saying, yes, release that. This is in Israel. And also Benjamin Netanyahu, who's the current prime minister in Israel. So again, President Trump is seeing when is going to be the release of this peace plan. And so they're discussing now, in the next few days, when will be the possible release. This is the political part now, the political part of this peace plan. And remember, last summer in June, they released what they call the economic part. That's going to help those countries in the Middle East. Now, saying all that to say this, if he's going to make this announcement, it's going to be very interesting what is in this peace plan. You know, is it going to be a two-state solution, which is bad? We don't want a two-state solution. We're not to divide the nation of Israel. Is it going to be a one-state solution? Because Jerusalem is what's in play here. Again, East Jerusalem, Old Jerusalem, that's what's in play here. I personally don't believe it's going to be a two-state solution, but we'll see. But also, too, I'm interested to see if there's going to be anything about the rebuilding of the third temple. That's going to be very interesting. Again, we don't know. It's all speculation. We do not know. But they're saying that it's very possible he may release it in the next few days or weeks because of the elections in Israel. And also, after the elections, and then after the one who wins the elections, they then have a period of time to establish their government. And if they do not have it done within a certain amount of time, I cannot recall the exact time, I think it's going to be sometime in May, they have to have 61 seats in the Knesset. And if they have not done that, well, they're going to have to have a fourth election in the fall. So if President Trump doesn't release it in the next days or weeks, when you're now looking at May, it's getting too close to the elections in the United States. So it'll be very difficult for President Trump to focus on this peace plan because of the elections in November. We're only 10 months away from the elections here in the United States, so time is going by so very quickly. And President Trump has shared that is one thing that he is trying his best to do. He said it will be one of the greatest deals he's ever made to bring peace in the Middle East with this Middle East peace plan, the deal of the century. So time will tell. And again, I'm not saying that President Trump is the Antichrist. That is not what I'm saying. But this future leader that they're looking for in the Middle East, and in fact, across the world, the globalists are looking for a future leader that this individual is going to confirm a covenant with many nations. Keep that in mind. Confirm, to make better, to enforce what has already been laid out. So time will tell. But again, today is January 21st at the time of this recording. And I invite you to look at and read the article that is in the notes below and read more about what's happening in the Middle East. All I can say is this, my friend, we're living in unprecedented times. Things are happening quickly, and we are to get our house in order. Jesus is coming soon. Are you ready? Are you ready? We don't know when Jesus is coming. Either by the grave or by the coming of the Lord, all of us are not going to be on this earth forever. So we have to be prepared. And I want to encourage you to keep looking up because Jesus is coming soon. So I'm so thankful today for God's many blessings. Thankful for you, and thank you for watching today's prophecy update. God bless you. And remember, keep looking up. Jesus is coming soon.